All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the September 9th, 2025 legislative session of the Town of Ossining. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Great. Councilmember Meyer,
Present.
Councilmember Manicchio,
Here.
Councilmember Filtawil is absent tonight. Councilmember Wines,
Present.
Supervisor Furman.
Present.
Thank you. Public hearing approval of cable television franchisee renewal agreement between the Town of Ossining and Cablevision of Ossining LP. Do I have a motion to adjourn this to October 14, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just an update on that briefly, because we share a lot of the same services with the village. We've been waiting for them to negotiate the contract with the village so we can make sure they're aligned. I understand those conversations are ongoing and are coming to an end. So I'm hopeful that by October 15th, we'll actually be able to hold the public hearing that we've noticed several times now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tonight we have two departmental report, the assessors and parks. For the assessor, we have Michael Fozier. I think he's online. Mike, if you're ready.
Yes, hello, good evening, folks. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Oh, good evening. All right. Yes, bear with me for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. All right. So good evening. And it's been a few months since last I presented in a departmental report. So we have a couple of items. I won't take up much of your time, but just a handful of bullets here. We'll discuss a little of the work we've completed since the last report, some final roll totals, changes from last year's 24 roll to 25, the status of grievances and small claim assessment review cases, the state of the real estate market here in Ossining, some updates on the STAR program, the school tax relief exemption, and of course, some staffing topics. So first and foremost, the last couple of months, we've finalized the tentative roll. We prepared for grievances in SCAR. We had 600 plus grievances this year, not unusual in a year where we had a full reappraisal, and that is a full reestimation of land, cost, building value, and of course, new comparable sales over the last 3 years that were used to value all 6,000 to 7,000 residential properties, and a new income guidelines to value our commercial properties for the 25 rolls. So it was a roll that was a bit different from our typical update year, but we did very well, in my opinion. I think we've engaged with the public. We tried to be as transparent as possible, and we got a lot of feedback, some of which we took and it made the roll better. And sometimes we just had to address concerns, and that's part of the job too. We went ahead and we have helped the Board of Assessment Review with their work by way of just technical support, determination letters that are going to be sent out this week. And we're pretty much finishing up the final roll right now. We updated our digital tax map online, which included mergers and apportionments of real property over the last year. Of course, in the coming days, we have to transmit all the statutorily required reports up to Albany to the Real Property Tax Services folks. We just transmitted a sales file to them. And of course, we're preparing for our small claims cases moving forward. The final assessment roll will go up online on Monday, the 15th. So now that we're here at final roll time, year over year, we saw about a 5% increase in total assessed value. This is townwide. There are 10,188 parcels in the town, including all taxable, not taxable, special franchise, utility, and other miscellaneous properties. So that's a modest growth rate relative to 2023 and 2024, where we saw double-digit increases in some cases. When you break it out by the villages and the town outside of the villages, we're up about 3.5% in Briarcliff Manor, 4.7% in the village of Ossining, and 7% in the town outside. This was driven by sales. And this should say 25 grievance results. My apologies, folks. But we had 600 plus, as I mentioned. 87% of those were 1, 2, and 3 family homes. These folks have 30 days from the final assessment roll publication on 9/15 to 10/15, or October 15th, to file any small claims if they so choose. The New York Courts.gov website will be able to guide them through that process if they're going it alone, or if they have a representative. The representative will take the cases that they feel require small claims. They'll do that. Of course, our breakdown by municipality, we have about an even number of Briarcliff and Ossining Village cases, and there were about 143 cases in the town outside, totaling about 618 is what we have. So in some instances, once SCARs are filed, small claims are filed with the court, sometimes our office is able to work out a settlement prior to any trial. We always encourage homeowners to reach out to us. Very happy to discuss value and try to come to a reasonable settlement if one is warranted. On to the state of the real estate market. Okay, so I had actually refreshed some of these statistics for the meeting today. Whether you look at industry data from Houlihan Lawrence or Compass or any number of realtors websites where they have market reports, or you just read articles, you'll see that even with inflation and interest rates, we've only just started to see some cooling in certain portions of the market, not across the board. We still have a very strong demand for real estate, especially more affordable housing. So we've seen the growth rate in prices actually more aggressive at the lower end of the market than at the higher end of the market. Homes between 5 and 700,000 or 7 and 900,000 are appreciating faster than homes at 1.7 million, where we see some of the cooling happening. But again, median days on market in July, just 2 months ago, it was just 22 days, so just 3 weeks. And then median sale price is still up. You can see on the graph here, I don't know if it's large enough, but in 2023, the median sale price was 614. It shot up dramatically in 24 to 700. And it's really only up just a tick in 2025. So again, we're starting to see that cresting. We suspect for next year's assessment roll, as a result, that we are going to see low to mid single-digit increases in value by way of neighborhood trends. So we'll see how that plays out. We haven't done the full analysis yet, and I don't have a crystal ball, but we are going to do our best to keep everyone informed. And of course, when homeowners call, businesses call, we'll be sure to engage with them and explain how we're arriving at our 26 values for next year. But again, it's all based on the market approach. On the left-hand side, this is just simply number of sales, number of transfers, arm's length transfers from 2020 up over 400 in Ossining to now under 200. We've lost half of the sales volume because of the inventory crunch. And naturally, on the right-hand side, you can imagine, and you've seen it yourselves, values have been increasing. So the sale price, the median prices from 2020 through 25 have been on the rise. But again, we're tracking that very closely, making sure our assessments line up with what we believe is going on in the market. That's the gold standard. That's what we try to do every year with the annual reassessment program. So here we are. This is a familiar timeline. I've shown this a couple of times. We've completed the 2025 appraisal on the left-hand side there. For the next several years, we're going to be staying on top of our permit inventory, staying on top of the market, where the trends are, looking at neighborhood shifts, okay, any new construction coming on board. But these are update years. These years rely primarily on what we see in the field, permits that come in, but also on what we see in the market in terms of our sales transfers and other information that's provided to us from commercial listings and what have you. We will not do another reappraisal, likely until 2030. That's the estimate. We filed a plan with the state of New York, and we try to stick to that plan as much as possible. And this is what we're going to be doing in the next couple of years. Did want to get this note out to the public, to all folks who are asked about STAR. Right now, STAR checks are going out. We receive calls every day about the credit. For folks who are not receiving the exemption but rely on a credit, a check that usually comes in September to pay their property taxes for the school, they are on the way. The state of New York has told us they've already issued a couple 100,000 of these checks, and they're going to release, I think it's 800,000 more to downstate counties and various other places so that everyone has their STAR credit in time. But they did change some of the laws. So here's just a brief explanation. So right now, if you currently receive the basic STAR exemption, you don't need to do anything. Same thing as if you receive the enhanced STAR exemption for senior citizens that make under 107,000. Really no action necessary. The state sort of manages that on their own. However, we do have every year basic STAR recipients looking to bump up to the enhanced STAR when they reach 65. Well, they're no longer going to file those applications with the assessor's office. The state has informed us that they removed those applications from their website, and they are going to be automatically income verifying. And for folks who don't file returns, senior citizens will be mailed correspondence from the state of New York to engage with them. But this will be done through the state. We're, of course, happy to provide information, willing to talk to our homeowners about it, and provide them with the phone number for the state in case they have any questions that we can't answer. One final change to STAR, beginning in 2026. The exemption typically relies on ownership. You know, we look at the income related to who's on the deed. That's been the standard in the past. Now, the state has said that they will look at the deed. Of course, ownership matters for eligibility for the exemption, but even if there are multiple owners and they don't live on the property, we're going to be focused primarily on the owner occupancy component of it. So the state will explain a little bit more for individuals who are applying for the first time or who are looking to bump up to the enhanced. So these things change, and there's a lot of information on the STAR portal online. And just a quick note on staffing. We have some incredible staff in the assessor's office. I personally, over the last 2 years, have benefited from their knowledge, their dedication, and hard work, but all good things must come to an end. We, of course, will be in transition the next couple of years. Natural life cycle of an office. Our assessment clerk will be leaving this month. We have a part-time intermediate clerk leaving in November. Our deputy assessor of many years now, he's worked for Ossining for 20 years, May or June of 25. And then shortly thereafter, our assessment assistant will be retiring in February of 27. So we are still committed to performing all of the same duties and functions professionally, always with a commitment to transparency and customer service. But we are going to see some new faces in the coming months, and it's an opportunity for us to refit, retool, whatever expression you want to use. We're excited about the changes. It's hard to lose good people, but it's an opportunity to put the office, you know, into the next generation's hands. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Sorry to interrupt. I think you meant for Al's 2026.
I say 25.
I think the PowerPoint says 25.
Well, that's
So
a bummer. That did
2026.
not happen. And it meant to say
No, Al, I just wanted to
26.
clarify that way nobody
Oh my
confused.
goodness. Yes,
He's
of
still
course.
here. He's still here. Al is still here.
He's still here. And I'm sorry about that, folks. Yes, 26, thankfully, because we have small claims coming up and he's an integral part of that process.
And anybody who would like to, all right, how do they do that, Martha?
So currently, there is a test being given out by Westchester County for the assessment clerk position. Residents in Westchester County that are interested in applying for the exam, they can go online to Westchester County Civil Service. The deadline to apply for the exam is this Thursday, September 11th. And once you submit your application with $40, it's all done online. Westchester County will let you know if you qualify to take the exam. And if you do, if I'm remembering correctly, the exam is going to be given out on October 15th. So if anybody interested, we are going to be hiring from the list of people to take that exam and qualify and pass it and, you know, follow the rule of 3. But if anybody is interested in working in the assessor's office as an assessment clerk, we really, really, really highly recommend that you sign up for this test no later than September 11th. If you have any questions, also always feel free to give our office a call or also give a call Westchester County as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Want to make sure all of our locals have an opportunity. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Any questions for Mike?
No, good job. Thank you, Mike.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
as
evening.
always, for your thoroughness and your dedication to our taxpayers.
You
You work
again.
hard there to make sure that everybody gets every penny that they're of exemptions that they deserve. And that they understand them, which is even more challenging. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
Great.
next up,
The second departmental report that we have tonight is Park Foreman Mario Belardo.
one, the only,
I always like hearing Michael speak in the staff meetings. He's very well spoken.
Right.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Hope everybody enjoyed their summer. We were busy as always. Just before I start my report, the last report I was talking about, the equipment we got, I failed to mention that we also did get a bunch of battery operated equipment through grant funding. We have incorporated them in our landscaping fleet. It's 3 riding mowers, all battery operated, 60-inch, weed whackers, backpack blowers, chainsaws, and plate compactors,
right, so,
generators.
right, so that came from the NYSERDA, Climate Smart Communities points that we did, and then we got the Ford Lightning as well as electrical and equipment, and then the EECBG grant, which also gave us some other how are you liking it? Do they work?
They're surprising. They surprised us. It's the riding mowers. I mean, sorry. It's nothing like a gas powered mower, but it's doing its job. We'll see now. They have mulching decks, so we see how they do with the leaves when we mulch. And
Okay, you're not having a challenge with how long the batteries last?
no, not yet. Hasn't been a problem. We just got to remember to charge them at night, overnight.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So since the last update, it was the end of June, we're keeping up with our regular park duties, garbage, ball fields, mowing. The spray park was open on the weekends when school was out every day in a week. So that's something we got to clean every day. Our annual bidders, we're wrapping up with the new courts at Ryder. And once they were done, at the end of June, we installed the basketball hoops and the divider net between the basketball court and the pickleball courts. Going into July, we had our fireworks event, which was well attended. They changed the layout this year, the parking. The only downside was you couldn't park right there, but I think it worked. I think it was great. A lot more room for everybody. And same thing, July is always our regular parks routine, keeping up with the grass, waterfront cleaning, the bathrooms, a lot of garbage. Always this year. The waterfront is become a very popular park. Grilling areas, the spray park, the stage. So with that, going into July, I'm sorry, camp started. Did some cleaning up at the parking lot, dealing with some issues with our trailers and equipment getting blocked. So we made some employee parking spots. We actually moved our stuff to the back of the parking lot behind the bins that we keep our supplies in. Hopefully before winter gets here, we'll put a fresh layer of millings down in the parking lot, which we have, and we'll move everything else to the back so we're not taking the entire parking lot. We had our annual tree bidder replace some bulbs at Gerlach. We also had some dead trees cut at Ryder. Helped with burials at Dale. We spread topsoil and planted grass around the new parking lot and the new parking lot at the courts at Ryder. We still have to finish the area along the brook, waiting to find some big boulders. So hopefully before the winter, we'll line it with big boulders and wrap that up. We installed the turf at the batting cages and put up the netting and cabling. We put together the new pickleball nets, which the ones that we got, hopefully, once we do the top court, we get better pickleball nets for the top court as well. And they're just stronger and seem to do your duty and will last a lot longer. We did some cleaning at the dog park with our annual tree bidder, removing poison ivy, a lot of the weeds growing along the fence lines. End of August, we were dealing with football and soccer, and the baseball kind of in August dies down a little bit. Season ends usually the second week. Then you go a couple weeks without baseball, but we still have the soccer and the football. We had the Firemen's Parade August 1st. Oh, I also forgot to say, when, after the 4th of July concert, that also leads into our Friday night concerts, which we have every Friday.
I was wondering
Up
if you were going
until-
to say all the
yeah.
work you do for that.
I skipped it. Up until August 22nd was our last concert. We ran conduit so the football teams could have electric at the container at Cedar Lane. They've been asking for a couple of years now. We finally had the time to do it. Pulled weeds in our playgrounds and we put down mulch. That's something we usually do in like May or June, but Mark being out and just being shorthanded, we didn't have the time with all the other stuff going on. So we finally did it in August. We also started the drainage and actually finished the drainage. The last 2 sections of drainage around the new tennis courts and the old tennis courts. There was also 2 springs that you saw the past 2 years that popped out. We actually followed them to a certain point, narrowed it down to where one spot where the water just kept coming out from the hill. It's a lot of groundwater. So we separated pipe and gravel, tied everything to the basin, the series of basins, and then 2 sections on the top court, we left riprap on top so the water will directly filter the drain and not just sit there and pool and flood the top court.
Thank you.
It just, yeah, it worked. I mean, the rain we just had, it wasn't heavy rain, but everything's working. The water's constantly, since we put the new pipes in and gravel, the water just stays running.
Didn't rain for a month, it's still flowing. Pretty
Yeah.
soon we can just put a tap there and let people come
It
and
was
drink
cold. I
spring
was tempted
water.
to try it, but.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was
All right.
about 400 feet of 450 feet of drainage we did. That was at the courts. I mean, just started the top court today, actually. Mark started power washing it next week. We're gonna be working with a company, Seal Master, filling in the cracks, and we'll resurface it, match the colors, top court to the bottom court, which the bottom courts are getting used pretty much every day and all day. So it's good to see that. Going into September, just a couple weeks in, same thing, keeping our regular park duties. Spray park was closed September 2nd. There are some repairs to tiles, which is natural. They held up pretty much all year. Just noticed that when we closed it, there were some tiles, the corners are just starting to come up. That's something either we'll fix before winter or it opens next year. We're getting ready for our spring sports, or it's our fall sports. We actually just put yesterday we put a 50-70 field on the harder field. For baseball, it means 50-foot pitcher's mound, 70-foot bases. That field is a 60-90, which doesn't get that much use. And I think it's because of the drainage issues in the back there, because they don't have a full 300 feet going down left field. Always wet. So hopefully that's something in the very near future we could address. But we did that. So we're doing that. And then we just got to finish putting clay down on the entire harder field. So Ryder now we have 60-90, which is the harder field. And it also has 50-70. The Collier field also has a 50-70 and a 46-60. And then the Finch field is just a 46-60. So the 50-70, we have 2 fields now. They're getting used a lot. It's just a transition small field and the big field for the kids. So it's become very popular. Like I said, we also started the top tennis courts. We have our 9/11 ceremony on Thursday and a blues festival this Saturday at the waterfront. The rest of the fall, we're looking to get the top courts redone, which we're working on now. Also looking to do some fence work, hopefully at Gerlach and the spray park. I met this fence guy today. So hopefully he'll have the vote for the spray park by tomorrow. Give it to Martha. Also, we're trying to get some crack repairs done on our asphalt before the winter comes. And we also have a lot of dirt from all the projects we just did at Ryder between the drainage and the playground. We have about 200 yards of dirt that we would like to screen, turn into topsoil. We've done it in the past and it works out very well. Then fall, I mean, we're ready for fall. Our machines are ready. So it's for us, fall is become easier and easier with the mulching decks. It's not in there blowing everything all the time, and it goes fast as long as it doesn't rain that much. And that's it for now. And then just as always, thank you to the guys. we're always giving it their best and getting a lot of work done.
Well, thank you for all the work that you do, especially the drainage around our brand new court, really making sure that that stays put is huge, and your expertise in that area is appreciated. I'm looking forward to having our new court match our old court and painted, so that one looks new too. I stopped by this afternoon to show my son the new basketball court. He's very excited. Looks great. Had no idea that you had to dig that far down to put a basketball net up, and I appreciate all the work that you and your team put into getting everything there and everything safe. You have a lot to do in the fall, and you really, kept an eye on the Waterfront Concert Series, and we have a Grea Dance Academy's union and an exhibit, I think, on Friday night, and then the blues concert on Saturday. So we're still busy.
Wait,
Anyway,
there's something this Friday night?
um, so I'd like to thank you for all the work that you're doing. Do you have any questions?
Up the good work. Thanks.
Thank you.
And I will say that, it was the baseball league that asked the Austin Baseball Little League that asked for the court to be changed into the 50-70 or 70.
50-70, yeah.
Because that age group really didn't have a place to play locally as much, and it was hard to schedule. So you working hard out there yesterday, and we appreciate that you did that for ball play.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you. Supervisor and Tumblr announcements.
Okay. This Thursday, September 11th at 7 p.m., the Ossining Fire Department will be having the Ossining and Briarcliff 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony at the Lewis Ingle Waterfront Park. Everybody is invited to attend. The Westchester County Memorial Service will be held on September 11th at 3 p.m. in the Kensico Dam Plaza. The library bond vote is coming Tuesday, September 16th, so 1 week from today, at the Ossining Public Library from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. For information, please go to the ossininglibrary.org/building for all of the information about the bond. The La Grea Dance Academy will be having its 40th anniversary weekend this weekend, September 12th at Lewis Ingle Waterfront Park in the evening, and on the 13th at their dance academy. The Friday celebration at the park will run from 6 to 9 p.m. and it will include food, music, bubbles, and dance lessons. And I think a photo booth. Please visit their website or Facebook page for more information. The Up the River Blues Fest is this Saturday, September 13th at the Waterfront Park. It's free to attend and includes a whole afternoon of food trucks, live music, vendors, and more. Saturday, September 13th is Briarcliff Manors Community, the second part of Briarcliff Manors Community Day, which was rescheduled because of rain. All the activities will take place at Law Memorial Park from 4 to 9 p.m., ending with an annual fireworks show. Water Lilies on the Hudson returns again this year, Saturday, September 20th. Bring your art supplies and enjoy an afternoon of creativity, nature at the Cedar Lane Park from 10 to 3 p.m. They will have people dressed in period piece from the 18 and early 1900s for your modeling pleasure. On Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m., the Westchester Collaborative Theater welcomes five-time Grammy nominee Karen Allison to their Music in the Box program. For tickets or more information, please visit wcttheater.org. 6th Annual Ossining Hispanic Festival, presented by Ossining Padres Hispanos, is scheduled for Saturday, September 27th. Starting at noon in Nelson Park, enjoy live music, folklore, dance, and authentic throughout the evening. Revolutionary Wester 250 is bringing history to life with a weekend of live reenactments and family fun at Croton Point Park, weekend of September 27th. Celebrate Westchester's pivotal role in the American Revolution. For more information, please visit www.visitwestchesternewyork.com. Westchester Collaborative Theater will be starting their fall classes toward the end of the month. For more information or to sign up, visit their website at wcttheater.org. The 6th Annual Bethany Arts Community Arttoberfest is scheduled for October 4th. More information to come soon. Weekend ferry service continues between Haverstraw and Ossining and is ongoing until October 12th. The ferry runs between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Please check the NewYorkWaterway.com for detailed schedules. Neighbors Link remains a great source of information and community resources for our immigrant population. Please visit their website, www.neighborslink.org, for more information. As always, our Ossining Public Library hosts many events, including movies, crafts, meditation, tutoring, yoga, book clubs, study groups, and more. Please see their website at ossininglibrary.org for more information. Loft LGBTQ+ Community Center has events, programs, resources, and presentations, all dedicated to providing support to everyone who is a part of the LGBTQ+ community, including virtual and in-person support groups, clubs, on a multitude of different topics. Check out their website at loftgaycenter.org for more information. And there are many more fun and interesting events being held locally. You can look at my supervisor's update and supervisors on the supervisor's webpage to see them. Anybody else have any?
Nope, got it all.
All right.
Thank you. Any liaison reports?
Nope.
No. Public comment on agenda items. Visitors are accorded to 1 4-minute opportunity to address the board on any of the resolutions on the agenda. Nobody online. All right, board resolutions. Approval of minutes, August 26, 2025. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby approves the August 2026 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, September 9, 2025. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining approves the September 9, 2025 minutes of the special meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All right, wait. How can I approve the minutes from tonight?
Number second. Sorry.
Oh, September 3rd.
Okay, September 2nd, yes.
Second, I
Those I can
apologize.
approve. Sorry.
September 2nd as
As amended?
As
Amended.
amended.
So moved.
All in
Second.
Thank you.
favor?
Aye.
Approval of voucher detail report. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated September 9, 2025 in the amount of $554,074.37. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Contract online actions. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with Action International Inc. East Aurora, New York 14052 for online action surplus government vehicles, machinery, equipment, and other surplus assets of the Town of Ossining. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Justice Court Assistant Programs Application 2025-2026. Resolved that the Board of the Town of Ossining, New York authorizes the Ossining Town Court to apply for the JCAP grant in the 2025-2026 grant cycle up to $30,000.
So we're going to table this one. We're not quite ready on it. So motion to table?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Temporary beer, wine, cider permit for facility rental, October 12, 2025. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Ossining hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign the landlord authorization form for the New York State Liquor Authority for the temporary beer, wine, cider license for Deep Guyen, who has filed an application for the rental of the Ryder Park Pavilion in the Town of Ossining on Sunday, October 12, 2025. And before the result that the applicant will provide proof of insurance and the letter of indemnity to the town in a form acceptable to council to the town. To have a motion.
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence to be received and filed. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby accepts the following correspondence planning board minutes of July 16, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Monthly report. Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Ossining hereby accepts the following monthly reports for the month of August 2025. Dell Cemetery, Supervisor's Office, and Tax Receiver. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Visitor recognition. Visitor are called for 1 4 minute opportunity to address the board on issues not related to the agenda but are relevant to the common good of the town. Do I have anybody online that would like to speak? No. Do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session?
Executive session
Or
for, okay, just advice of council then.
thank you. So
So moved. Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for joining us on this 9/9, November 9th. We will not be having a meeting next week, so we will see you in 2 weeks on the 23rd, back here at the, nope. Let Martha go ahead. I forgot it's a holiday.
Yeah, like Councilmember Manikio was saying, we are gonna be that day, the 23rd at 8:30 in the morning up at 16 Curtin Avenue on the 3rd floor.
Yes, due to the Jewish holiday calendar, we will be having a morning meeting at 16 Croton, as Martha said, at 8:30 in the morning. So thank you for joining us and have a good evening.